Hey lovelies, my name is Alana Washington. I am 21 years old and I'm that friend that you call when you need advice, when you need a shoulder to cry on, when you need laughs, or you just need someone to hang out with. Basically, this channel is going to be about my life, the experiences that I've been through, things that I've learned, ways that I can help you guys, be better and know that everyone's going through something, everyone's struggling to figure out who they are. I just want to share my experience so I can be a light to others and use the voice that God has given me. Okay, first I'm going to start with a prayer. I want to do this because I want to allow this to be something that God is proud of and allow me to do it in a way that isn't judgmental or just spread what I have to say in a way that's pleasing to Him. Lord, I come to you today just asking that you use and guide me and guide my voice. I pray that I can be a light to others, and I pray that everyone who is listening to this receives it in a way that is easy for them to understand. I pray that I in no way come across as judgmental or as I am perfect. And I pray that this video is something that people can go to when they just need to listen to someone talk and calm them down, or if they just want to feel like they're not the only one that's out here struggling and trying to improve themselves. And above all, I just want to thank you for allowing me to be able to be in the space that I'm in and have all of this equipment and use my voice in a way that I am. And I just pray that this video goes well. In the name of Jesus, amen. Okay, so this video is going to be about my journey to abstinence and how I've been staying committed to that. First, I'm going to give a little background of when I began to be sexually active. I started having sex when I was 17. It was the summer before college. I have a late birthday. My birthday is August 13th. So I had already graduated, but I didn't start college until August 24th. I had a boyfriend who was older than me. He was actually a sophomore in college, and I was a senior in high school. We met in high school, and he was a senior and I was a sophomore. And we met. We never did anything, but I knew that I was attracted to him. He knew he was attracted to me, but we connected on a deeper level. I became a friend to him. I became someone he could express his emotions to, but it was definitely an attraction there. He went off to college, and he basically let me know, to say it in the most real way, he let me know, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna be a hoe. So if I become distant, if I do this and that, it doesn't mean that I don't love you, blah, blah, blah. And I was young and naive. So I'm like, cool, bet, whatever. But then eventually he became my boyfriend. At that point in time, I still wasn't ready to be sexually active. So I made him wait like months before I did anything. But then as time went on, he was like, we're in a relationship and you're my girlfriend, so I gotta get it from somebody. So and then it wasn't even just him, it was like my friends and stuff. All my friends were sexually active before me, and I just wasn't ready for it. And by that point I felt like it's time. Everybody else is doing it. This is normal. I got a boyfriend. I'm older. I've waited this long. Why not? So I did that summer 2016, because that's when I went to the University of Kansas. It was weird. Like it was weird just because he was more experienced than me, and he was very gentle. Like it wasn't anything bad, but like he just wanted to make sure he didn't hurt me. It was very quick. I don't mean it that way, but it was quick because I think he was trying to like make sure I was okay. And at first I really did. I felt like I was. I felt like I was okay, but as time went on, I was able to tell that I wasn't. So I ended up being in a relationship with him for 2 years. And I'll talk about dating in a whole nother video, but just know it wasn't the healthiest relationship. So then I me and him broke up. Then at that point, I was like, maybe I shouldn't always, have all these boundaries and make people wait. Maybe I just need to be young. I'm in college, like whatever and all that. So then I met this other guy, and we had relations and ended up being in a relationship. As you guys can see, I'm a relationship person. So that happened. I was with him for 2 years. Then we broke up. You see this cycle? But yeah, then we broke up, and I'll get into that in another video. Like I said, dating and shit. So then after that, that's when I really just started to lose boundaries, because I'm like, well, fuck, I keep hopping from one relationship to the next relationship. Clearly relationships don't necessarily make things better, so I'll just go out and have fun. No ma'am. And that's why I'm here right now saying on about to abstinence and just allowing myself to be more aligned with God and his purpose for me. Now we're going to get more into why I stopped, why I felt like I needed to stop having sex. So the first thing that I have, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull out my notes. The first thing that I have is I felt like I lost myself. Let me figure out the best way to explain this, but basically I felt like I literally lost my voice. Literally, I felt like my voice was gone. I felt like I had no control over my emotions. Like, like when you were younger, before you really started being, connected to anyone, you just felt like, you had this type of spunk, like you had this energy, all of that went away for me. I saw bits and pieces of it there, but I never like truly felt like I was me. I felt like I had to force myself to be more comfortable. I started to feel uncomfortable in certain spaces. I started to feel like I was distancing myself away from family and friends, associates. 2, I started to lose all boundaries. Like, once I started having sex, like once you start, you just start to, that's the word I'm looking for. You just start to go with the flow. Like, I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna see how I feel about it. I'm gonna see if it work out. I mean, I know I want a relationship, but maybe I need to just be a hoe, and maybe I just need to be young, blah, flow. Bitch, I drowned, and I'm a cuss. I do be cussing, okay? Anyway, I drowned because I was going with the flow so much. I started to do things that I never would do, just never would do, like ever. Like, I didn't care about boundaries. I didn't care if me and the person wasn't in a relationship no more. Like, it was like, whatever. If I liked the person, then cool. No. No. For me personally, I can't do that, because as much as we try to make it seem like, oh, you can have sex and feel nothing, that's just not true. When you lay with someone, like, you literally make a covenant, because it's something that's supposed to be saved for marriage anyway. So you make a false covenant with that person. You guys are sharing mental feelings. You guys are sharing spiritual feelings. You guys are sharing emotions. You're connected, even if you just lay in the bed with somebody else. But when you actually allow someone else to be inside of you, or you put yourself in somebody else, it's a transfer there. And basically it just started to weigh me down. But basically what I'm trying to say is, once you like let one thing slide, you start to let everything slide. You start to lose all your boundaries, and then you find yourself in a place where you like, what am I even doing? 3, people started to feel like they had ownership over me. So I mean, like, I'm a very passionate person, and that transfers into the bedroom with me. I make people feel good. And even outside of that, even outside of a sexual way, if I'm doing that with somebody, we have a relationship. We can talk to each other. I'm a friend. I'm a confidant. All that. And men started to feel like I owed them something. Like, oh, I'm not even with this person, but they're like, oh, you you gonna go and do that, and you know that we was working towards it. Well, meanwhile, they was doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. But then when I wanted to do what the fuck I wanted to do, it was a problem. And I would feel judged. I would feel like I was being held to this standard that they couldn't even hold themselves to. And I was like, fuck that. None of y'all deserve me then. Fuck all y'all. Nobody's getting shit. Period. This ain't yours anyway. This is God's. This is mine. And just finding that was great for me. Finding that this is mine. I don't have to give this to anybody. If I'm giving it to you, you're going to take whatever the hell I give you and you're going to appreciate it. But then I got to the point where it's like, I've been through so many different connections with people. I don't have anything left to give. This is mine. I want to cherish it. Or I found myself falling into continuous cycles. Like I said earlier in the video, it was like, be with somebody for 2 years, fall out, meet somebody else, be with them for 2 years, fall out. Then, when I was doing whatever, but it was only 2 other people. But when I was doing that with them, it was a continuous cycle. Like, they would want something for me, or they would want a relationship. I didn't want a relationship. It was like that ownership thing. I felt like I was giving so much to people, and that was something that was a continuous cycle. It was a continuous cycle of like heartbreaks, whether it was my heartbreaking or the other person's. 5, becoming insecure because of my partner's actions. Now, I've always been a very confident person, but once I started to have relations with people, I found myself worrying about what the fuck other people were doing. Or because I was connected to them emotionally, their actions would affect me, especially if we were in a relationship, because I have been cheated on. That messed me up. Like, I was so insecure about myself. Not like, it was just like, why? Why would you do that? Or like, just being unfaithful when some of the men that I were dating were being unfaithful to me. I'm just like, it's not like, I didn't feel like it was something wrong with me. I knew it was something wrong with them, but at the same time, I would compare myself, or just like being self-conscious. I wouldn't even know if it was insecure, but like self-conscious of myself because of their actions, having to question things that they do, and then they spin it like I'm insecure, but it's not that I'm insecure. It's because I have intuition and I know that you're doing something. But then when I got out of the relationships, it was still feeling like that insecurity of just, I don't know if it's not feeling like I'm enough, but just feeling like people always want something from me. So it's like an insecurity. I say insecurity, and I don't mean like, oh, I feel ugly, or oh no, I just mean like I didn't feel secure within myself, so it caused me to secure. Shout out to Pastor Michael Todd, because I definitely got that. The only time you feel insecure is when you don't feel secure, and then you close yourself up. So that's what I began to do. I began to have to question everything, and that's just not like me. Point blank, period, baby. 6, soul ties. I kind of got into this earlier. If you lay with someone, you're gonna create a soul tie, and I'm so tired of this. I feel like since we're in our 20s, or even if you're 16, whatever, it's all over everything. It's on everything. It's on YouTube. It's on reality TV shows. It's on movies. It's in songs. It's in sex. It's in everything. And they make it seem like it's just this frivolous action, but it's really not. It's not. It causes people to do things that aren't really of them. It causes insecurities. It causes so much damage if you're doing it in an unhealthy way. Now, sex is something that God created. He created it for us to enjoy. When you're married, you're supposed to do that. That brings you closer to your partner. But if you're not married, and nobody's perfect, so if you're having sex, I'm not trying to make it seem like you're a bad person or something's wrong with you. None of that, because I've done it. I've sat here and almost told y'all my fucking whole life story. And even me right now, I'm saying abstinence because I don't even know if I've gotten to a point to say I'm choosing to be celibate, because there's a difference. Abstinence is like you're refraining from sex. You're refraining from sex. Like, that's really just what that means. Celibacy is like I'm refraining from sex because I'm making a vow for a religious reason to save myself until marriage. And I don't know if I'm gonna make that goal. Like, I'm gonna be real, like I just don't know, and it's hard for me, and I've been seeking guidance on that. Like, even though I'm giving my guidance about abstinence, I've been seeking guidance on how to fully commit to celibacy. So if you feel like you're a bad person for the actions that you're doing, you're not. You're a product of your environment, and it's hard to break from that, especially when it's everywhere, when you see it everywhere, when you've done it before, so it's easier to do it. But I'll get into tips on how to stay obedient later. Number 7, wanting to heal. That is the second most important thing. The last thing is the most important, but that would be number 8. But number 7, wanting to heal, man. I want to heal. And I feel like I can't do that. I feel like I can't heal if I'm letting other people into me. Like I said, I went from one relationship. I was out of that relationship for a little bit. Then I went to one other relationship. Both of those were 2 years. So that's 4 years of having a partnership with somebody. And there was a lot of things that I went through that I need to heal from. And I feel like I can't do that if I'm letting somebody else into me. Now, I can build friendships, I can date, I can do all of that, but just engaging in sexual activities, I feel like it slows down your healing process because you're connecting with another person. And I would rather just be in tune with myself right now. And also, like I said, it's been powerful for me. It's made me feel more confident. It makes me feel like I have more control over me and who I want to be. It makes me feel limited. You know, like, you can't have all of me. You can. I don't want you to. And it's also showed me that, like, if you are a dope person like myself, if you're a dope person and there's somebody who's attracted to you and they want to date you and they want to be closer to you, they'll wait. And then you'll see their true intent. You'll see their intentions. You'll be able to really see who they are, because that dick be blind in bitches, okay? You don't see straight, you don't see them. And that's just facts. You don't see them because you're set into a routine, and you start to accept. You just start to accept what that other person is. And like I said, it's a covenant. Like, you may not intentionally be trying to do that, but it is. You're more accepting of things. Me breaking myself from that and saying, oh no, I need time to heal, then it's a lot of shit that I just won't accept no more, because I see how valuable that I am. Last but not least, my number 8 reason is wanting to get closer to God and finding my voice and finding my purpose. I've always felt like I was a creator. I am a creator, but it was hard for me to be very in tune with that and to do it in a way that was pleasing to God, because I was doing all these other things that weren't. And I was being influenced in so many ways by different things. So I was like, let me just take some time to really submit to God, give myself to God, let Him build me, let me see what He can do. Like, let me see what He can do. Let me talk to Him every day. Let me see where He guides me. Let me see where He takes me if I really commit to not having relations with other people. And so far, I like what I see. I like it a lot. So let me try to speed this up. I'm going to get into the tips on how I've stayed obedient and how to make it easier. By the way, I just want y'all to know I really love y'all, because there are bugs out here. I do not like bugs. It's hot and I'm sweating. and I'm outside because my house is too loud. So I just really need y'all. Tip number 1, start somewhere. Just start somewhere. I think that's the hardest thing for people. People are scared to start. Once you start, it gets easier. 2, create small goals or boundaries. Now, like I said earlier, it's hard to just completely cut everything out. Now, for some people, it's not. Some people wake up one day and they like, that's it, it's over, I'm not doing this no more, boom. For a lot of other people, they can't do that. So just start to create small boundaries. Be like, I'm gonna go on at least 3 dates before I have sex with this person. I'm going to be in a relationship with someone before I have sex. I'm going to make sure I'm actually emotionally invested in this person before I have sex. I'm going to wait a month before I do this. Like, just do small things. Or it could be as simple as, I'm going to make it a point to not only listening to music that talks about sex. I'm going to make it a point to not only watch things that has sex in it, or I'm going to literally cut out one of those things. No music, no secular music. No shows that I know is going to encourage me to do something that I'm trying to not do. Or I'm going to stop hanging out with this person for a little bit because I know when I'm around them, I get easily influenced. Just small things. Small things go a long way. Number 3, I learned this from my good friend, LaKayla Thompson, who I love dearly. I don't know if she's gonna like that I just said her whole name, but whatever. She said, I need to start praying to God and asking him to crucify my flesh. So with that being said, your flesh is what makes you want to do all of these different things. Your flesh is the thing that, makes you feel like, oh, I need to go have sex with this person. It's temptation out there, and God knew that our flesh would get us in trouble, and that's why he sent Jesus to die on the cross. That's why he sent Jesus to die on the cross for our sins, because he knows that it's hard. But with that being said, you don't need to take advantage of that. Actually make an effort. Another tip, I don't know if I wrote this down, is just to constantly talk to God. Like, people think praying has to be this extensive thing, and it really doesn't. You can literally just talk to God while you drive and be like, Lord, I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. Please guide me. Like, simple things. Let him know how you feel. If you put in that effort to maintain contact with him, he'll see that you're seeking him, and he'll make things easier. Another thing is, think about what you're losing. And that's really what has been helping me, honestly. It's just thinking about what you're losing. I think about the person that I was a few months ago, even a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't want to be that person. I like who I am now. You start to see progress. You start to see how much stronger you are. You start to see God work, and once you see that, I promise you, you won't want to lose it. Like, literally, I woke up one day and I literally was just like, I was with a guy that I'm dating, and I was like, I really don't have the urge or desire to do anything sexual past, sex, to have sex. I don't have the urge to do that. And like the week before I did, I'm not gonna lie, but it went away because I was putting in effort. And just to feel that power, it made me feel like I don't want to lose that. So I would say, just look at your progress and see if that's something that you want to lose. This is a tip that I learned from the Relationship Goals book that I'm reading with Michael Todd. He said, know that you bring God everywhere with you. So when you're doing a sneaky link during quarantine, God is with you. When you sending nudes, God is with you. When you giving that gop 3,000, he's right with you, girl. So I don't think I have to say anything else other than that. And lastly, don't be too hard on yourself. Like, do it because you want to. Do it because you want to. Know that you're not going to be perfect all the time, but just continuously check your progress. You know, like I said earlier, God knows that we aren't perfect. But if you believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins, and if you give yourself over to God, He will forgive you. So like I said, just stay in contact with Him, and really just put in a little bit of effort, and you'll see change, and He'll continuously grow on you. We're at the end. Yay! Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope, like I said, I pray that I am a shining light to you guys. I pray that this video will be something that helps you do better. Comment anything else that you would like me to speak on. Comment things that you enjoyed. Subscribe, because I'm going to be coming to you guys with content, period. Subscribe, because I'm trying to reach a goal of 1,000 subscribers within 12 months. I think I'm gonna hit it before I know we're gonna manifest. I'm gonna hit it before 12 months, but support me, period. I need y'all support. Like this video, and just let me know what type of content that you guys want to see. Love you for watching. Bye.